You might have heard news in the past year that an investigation showed that Subway's tuna sandwich had nothing whatsoever to do with tuna. It genetically wasn't it. It was something, but it wasn't tuna. Well, Subway is fighting back. They've launched a website to defend the honor of its tuna sandwich following this New York Times investigation. You can see a shot of it right there. Subway tuna is real tuna. In my view, I can't say whether it's real tuna, but it is real soup in your bread. It is liquid. For some reason, they should make it into a solid. But that said, the New York Times investigation regarding the sandwich was prompted after the Washington Post reported back in January that the company was facing a class action lawsuit claiming that the product is, quote, completely bereft of tuna as an ingredient. So ridiculous, but I love it.
It's like a sailor coming back, like a fisherman go, I am completely bereft of tuna.
None of any of it, and they didn't. Now the company has denied the allegations, saying there simply is no truth to the allegations in the complaint that was filed in California. However, New York Times journalist Julia Carmel found through a PCR DNA test of the sandwich that either the meat was too highly processed to be identified, or there was no evidence of tuna in the sample at all. So we appreciate a good fact check here. Well, Subway has their corporate approved tuna fact check. So the myth is that the New York Times reported Subway's premium fan favorite tuna wasn't actually tuna. Truth, not true. What actually happened is that the New York Times commissioned a test that couldn't detect tuna DNA in their sample. According to scientific experts, so this is not unusual when testing cooked tuna, and it absolutely doesn't mean the sample that was tested contained zero tuna. And so that website's up, by the way. They have other
SubwayTunaFacts.com.
Yes, SubwayTunaFacts.com. Always a great position your company has landed in when they have to have a website defending the genetic integrity of their sandwich. I didn't think that they saw that when they launched Subway, that someday that would be what they're doing. But Francesca, what do you think? What are we supposed to take away from this? Is it tuna? Should we eat it? I don't know what to think.
I don't know, but this very much feels like a Simpsons or like a Family Guy cutaway of like, well, we're gonna have to up the DNA of the tuna. We're gonna have to get more screams out of the one tuna we've got. And you see like a tuna like tied down, like, no, and they're like torturing it, and it screams a little louder, and then it's like, ooh, that's great. We've passed the test. I'd like to imagine there's one tuna being tortured like Monsters Inc., screaming, and that Subway sandwiches are just tuna screams.
I think that's a great system. I think it's up to you what you think is actually going on in those factories. I don't know what to believe. The idea that it being cooked would stop it from registering as tuna DNA. As a amateur geneticist myself, that seems weird. But I will say I am a little bit biased. Maybe not as biased as Subway, but I do like their tuna sandwich. I don't know if it's tuna. I wouldn't bet much money that it's fish. But that said, it's kind of tasty.
Yeah, you're trash, obviously. You are trash and you like trash things. And it comes along with your slavery Doritos. So that's good. Look, there is something called pink slime out there. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's basically the filler that holds the other crap that's supposed to be meat or chicken or whatever the hell else in fast food. I'm pretty sure that there's some pink, it's mostly pink slime. I mean, that's what I wanna know. I need to know if not tuna, what is it? If it's bereft of tuna, what is it reft with?
Well, you need to be careful, okay? Because while again, we like fact checks, there are some truths that are too risky, too dangerous to look into. Yeah. Read the collected works of H.P. Lovecraft, but it might not be tuna. What is it? I don't know. Remember the story when I'm sure they have a website about this, but they said that the bread had some of the same material as yoga mats. How deep do you want to dig into any of this?
Oh my God, you guys, Subway is nar. It's the only, yes, it's the healthiest option when you're driving up the 5 in California. I get that. But it is disgusting. It is no good. Like for me, I mostly just, I don't eat meat, so I mostly just put like it basically tastes like mayo and mustard smushed between yoga mats. And I'm like, I guess it'll do. That's all I eat from there.
Yeah.
And like a couple, like what's in the cheese? Who knows if that's actually cheese?
Maybe it's tuna. I don't know. There's like a 50% chance that later today I will eat a tuna sandwich. But anyway, yeah, I would just don't look too deep into this. Someone suggested a brand. I can't believe it's not tuna. I don't know. I don't think anyone is going there really thinking that it's genetically pure in some way, but I don't know. I mean, their tagline is eat fresh. They never said eat tuna. They never made very specific claims about the animal, just the freshness of it.
Mark my words, in 6 months, they'll be like, ooh, impossible tuna. See, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, you can eat impossible tuna. And we'll be like, wait a minute.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.